The views expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect the views of this television station. Please enjoy.
Rob Harter here, your host for the Impact and Influence Show. You know, each time we have this episode, we always focus on people or organizations that are truly making a difference in our community. Now, this episode is all about the arts. Now, I'm curious about you growing up in your home. What was your relationship to the arts? Did you grow up in a home where the arts were celebrated and honored? I know I did. I was so glad that I had parents that really made that something that we grew up with. I remember taking piano lessons as a little kid, and then I learned to play the bass in the orchestra and did that through high school and did jazz band. And we would go regularly to art museums and to my sister's dance performances. She was a professional dancer, so it was just part of our home growing up. And there's no doubt, regardless of your home and what you think about the arts, there's no doubt when you think about like music or art or dance perhaps, it's something that really sparks our imagination. It stirs our soul. And the guests today are going to talk about what they do because they have dedicated their lives to the arts. They're both serving in organizations, nonprofit organizations that focus on the arts. Our first guest is Sandy Flury. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'll introduce to you Sandy Flury.
The second annual Latino Art Festival. Thank you so much. We are so grateful with our community. Park City, thank you so much. Right now we have a folkloric dance, we have artist display all around the Park City Library, we have music, we have food, we have drinks. Thank you so much, and we definitely see you next year.
Welcome back to the Impact and Influence Show. As I mentioned, this episode is all about the arts. And our first guest is Sandy Flury. She's an Academy Administrator at Ballet West, and she lives right here in Park City. And Sandy, it's so good, first of all, to have you on the show. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Thanks, Rob. Good to see you.
You got it. So talk about Ballet West. There may be some people that are watching this show and they've heard about it, but they don't really know what Ballet West does.
Okay, well, Ballet West is one of the oldest professional ballet companies in the United States. It was founded by Willem Christensen 60 years ago. And
60 years, has been around for quite a while.
A long time. And he brought the first full-length Nutcracker performance to the United States.
You're kidding me?
No.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Wow. Huh.
And he started out in San Francisco with his brother, and then he moved here to Utah. So Ballet West has been here for a long time, and they have an academy program raising and training, bringing up young dancers. And that's what's happening here in Park City. Is we have the Ballet West Academy Park City.
Okay, so this is a recent change recently, right? And by maybe 2 years ago,
Correct.
Approximately. And talk about, they not only do you have a great program just for all the kids in this community, but they have a specific outreach that just started recently that reaches Latinos, both boys and girls, and those who are low income. So talk about that's a special program. What are you doing?
It is, and
there?
it's special to me too. We, in collaboration with the Park City Community Foundation, the Bino Solomon Foundation.
Sure, Bino's a great fan.
Right, and so they have a program that reaches out to students in the Park City schools, and actually I think there's some Hebrew children too that come to our studio. And it is students that qualify for reduced lunch, and we then collaborate and offer dance classes for them at an extremely reduced price. It has been, our teachers are thrilled with the students that we have. We had about 20 students this last year for the full season. We have 40 coming for summer, and they're all coming for summer camp, again, at a very reduced price. I have seen these children come alive. They walk in the door, they're respectful, they're smiling, and they're just excited to be there. And we're just really glad to be able to have that opportunity with the Solomon Foundation and Ballet West to work together.
Yeah, so talk about that. I'm sure for some of these kids, it's their first experience with ballet, is my guess. So talk about that. Maybe you have a story or two of somebody who really has, their life's been impacted directly by this program.
I have a particular boy in mind. He's in 4th grade here in Park City. He was actually, I was contacted by his 4th grade school teacher. She said, I don't know, but I think this boy has potential in dance. So we brought him on, and I think it's okay to say his name. His name's Salvador.
Sure.
And he has natural talent through the yin-yang. And so he is so alive and so excited about the opportunity to be there. He'll be performing in all of our performances from now on, and he is going to be expanding from just ballet, adding the tap and jazz program for next year too.
That's fantastic. Well, we're going to have to take a quick break, but when we come back, I want to talk a little about the arts in general, and ballet specifically, and dance specifically, why it's so important for our community, and the differences you've seen. So let's take a quick break, and when we come back to Sandy Flury. Welcome back to the Impact and Influence Show. I'm here with Sandy Flury. She works for Ballet West. And we left off just talking about the difference you're making in people's lives. And so perhaps talk a bit more about, there's not just this Latino outreach community outreach here in Park City, but you do all kinds of things throughout the state. Maybe mention some of the wonderful programs you offer throughout the state of Utah. Great.
Well, Ballet West has a program every 5th grade student. They reach out to the elementary schools, not just here in Park City, throughout Utah, and they bring an I Can Do, and so they teach dance to these all 5th graders. And then they also have a program through the prison system.
I didn't know that.
They take dance to the prison systems. They take dance to seniors.
Okay.
And then, of course, through, it's called Motion Mentors, through the physically handicapped. So besides the Latino program, we have those other four programs that Ballet West, as a parent company, sponsors.
So this all comes, again, Ballet West is a nonprofit organization. All these filter through Ballet West, I'm assuming.
Correct.
And you have a pretty good large staff, I'm assuming, to run all these programs.
Right. Well, here in Park City, we have probably we have about 12.
Okay.
But down in Salt Lake and Ballet West in general, I have no idea. There's a lot.
There's a lot. That's what we thought. It's a big organization.
And they specialize in different things. Because think about it, we have the professional company, and then we also have the academy, and then we have these outreach programs too.
Right, exactly, because you have all kinds of performances, of course, that people can check out online. Okay, now we started this show talking about arts in general and why it's so important to our community. Obviously, you've dedicated your life to the arts, and it's something very important to you and very personal. Talk about that, maybe in general, philosophically. You know, why are the arts so important to this community? In fact, maybe as a background idea is, you know, we have a lot of emphasis on STEM in our education right now, right? But there's a big push, and it's been for quite a while, to really move that to STEAM, adding arts to the mix. So maybe talk about both of those things. Why are arts so important to our community and to our kids?
Well, I feel like arts are important, not just movement arts, but also music and literature. And the thing that's great about dance is you can bring that all together. When you're a dancer, you're paying attention to the music. If you're performing in a specific, say, Sleeping Beauty or a specific ballet, you are actually performing a piece of literature. So it brings it all together for you when you're in dance. I think what I've seen with the students that we have at our studio is that they tend to be better students. They're more organized. They have skills to be able to see a goal and accomplish it, and know that trying is what makes something happen, not just making it happen automatically, that you have to put effort into it to make success happen. And I think those are all learning things that we can use as we bring up our young students.
I love that. And for you personally, I mean, you've obviously been a part of dance for a long time. And so talk about why that's been so important and what's been maybe the best part of not just you being involved with arts, you know, personally, but also then giving back to these kids.
Well, what I've seen is an increase in their confidence, not only through performing, being in front of people, public speaking, their posture, their peripheral vision, their ability to work as a team. All of these are things that I personally have experienced, but I'm also seeing happen with my students.
That's so great, you know, and you're going to be seeing in this clip, you know, different, I'm sure, videos and or during the break, a little bit of what you do in terms of outreach. Now, if people want to find out more about Ballet West and specifically even the Park City program, where would you send them?
We have a website, balletwestacademy.org, and you then click on to, if you're up here in Park City, you pick up Park City. There's a Salt Lake City and Trolley Square in downtown, and also out in Thanksgiving Point.
Okay, great. Thanks so much for being on the show,
Thank you,
Sandy.
Rob.
It's so great. Sandy Flury, Ballet West. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, our next guest. Rob Harter here, promoting the Impact and Influence Show. It airs every Friday, 10:30 a.m., and it's a show that's all about featuring nonprofits, organizations really making a difference in this world. Check it out. We're also on parkcity.tv to follow past episodes, but this is one of those shows you don't want to miss. Welcome back to the Impact and Influence Show. So my next guest, Leslie Peterson. She is the Vice President of Development for the Utah Symphony and Utah Opera. So good to have you in the show today. Thanks for being up here in Park City.
Thank you very much, Rob. It's my great pleasure.
Absolutely. You know, I've personally participated in many events that you offer, which has been so fun to see it firsthand. But let's just talk real quickly for an audience that maybe is watching and doesn't know much about it. Talk about what is the Symphony and Opera all about?
Well, Utah Symphony Utah Opera is a very unique organization. We're one of Utah's flagship arts organizations.
Yeah, how long has it been around?
You know, the Utah Symphony has been in our community for over 75 years.
Wow.
Utah Opera is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year.
Still really good.
And the Deer Valley Music Festival is coming up on its 15th anniversary. So as we look forward to our summer festival, thank you very much, Rob, we are really using this as an opportunity to say thank you to Summit County and Park City for your generous hospitality and the opportunity to partner with you in this fabulous venue.
Absolutely. You know, you are committed to the arts. Obviously, you personally have been committed and have worked in this organization for a long time. It's a nonprofit. But maybe we'll start with music. You know, music's one of those things that stirs our soul, right, when we listen to it, whatever style of music one likes. Talk about for you, what's so important for music when it comes to you, and then why you serve in this role?
You know, our mission is to connect the community through great live music. And for me personally, I find that music is a great connector between human beings and different ideas. It's a way for us to look at the world that transports us out of ourselves. It connects us to something larger than who we are. It inspires us. It helps promote creativity, innovation, human understanding. It's a way for us to come together as human beings and to enjoy something that is uplifting and entertaining.
I love it. Love it. Obviously, you're very passionate about that. I've seen you in action, and this is something that really comes from your heart.
It is something that's very meaningful to me, and one of the things I really enjoy about the Deer Valley Music Festival is the opportunity to escape a little bit,
Sure.
for us to enjoy diverse and varied music in an unparalleled setting of great beauty up here in the mountains.
Yeah.
And it's something that attracts both our local community as well as visitors from out of state and second homeowners.
Yeah, there's no doubt. If you haven't been to the Deer Valley Music Festival, you have to go. I mean, what's better than Park City? Wonderful music. You're in the mountains. It's a gorgeous night. It's usually, you know, stars are coming out as you're listening to this wonderful music. So it is a great show. So you can find out more information. We're going to give a link here in just a bit. All right, so talk a bit more about all the programs that you supply, because I know there's a lot of things you do. The festival is one component
That's
of
right.
many things that you do.
Yes.
Talk about the other things you do there.
So in addition to performing classical music at Abravanel Hall and operas at the Janet Quinney Lawson Capitol Theater and the Deer Valley Music Festival, we also have one of the country's most extensive education programs. We take music to schools all over the state of Utah on a rotating basis every 3 to 4 years. We have a program called our Resident Artists at Utah Opera, and these are young aspiring singers who are at the beginning of their career, and they literally travel to every school in the state, again on a rotating basis,
fantastic.
introducing them to opera and the way that opera can inspire them and help them relate to other ideas.
Well, we're going to have to take a quick break. I want to hear more about that, though. So when we come back, we'll hear more about all they do throughout the state.
Hi, I just have a question. Do you have just a second? My name's Gina Marie. I'm with the Utah Symphony.
Sure, Gina, no problem.
Okay, great. So what are you doing today?
Just coming and checking out the scenery and
Walking around?
Yeah, enjoying summer.
Have you ever been to the Deer Valley Music Festival before?
No, I haven't.
Are you aware that the Utah Symphony plays at Deer Valley every
Yes,
summer?
yes, I am.
Okay, great, awesome. Did you know that Smokey Robinson is playing tonight?
Really?
Do you like Smokey Robinson?
Love Smokey Robinson.
How would you feel about coming with us? We'll take you to dinner at the St. Regis with champagne savoring. We'll take you to the concert. What do you think?
I'm in.
I would like to take you guys to the Utah Olympic Park, take you to the concert to see Smokey Robinson. How does that sound?
Perfect, sounds good.
Good?
For that, yeah.
This is cool to be able to do it at home. It's really neat. It's been on our list of to-dos since we've been back this summer, so.
We were actually talking about this concert in particular.
We just decided it would be a good idea to come up to Park City for some lunch, walk around, do a little bit of shopping. Ended up running into you guys and turned out to be a much better night than we ever planned. So.
When I woke up this morning, all I was going to do is I was going to go for a hike, go have a beer at the No Name Saloon, and I was going to go take a nap. Tonight, we were treated really nicely. The St. Regis kind of kills it on their guest services.
To do the sabering was really cool. We've always wanted to do so to get to do that tonight was really fun, and the service is fantastic. Love St. Regis. They're great.
I'd always seen the Olympic Park and never actually got to go over there. So on the way into Park City, I actually saw it and said, you know, that'd be fun. We should go check it out at some point.
We'd never been over to that side of, you know, Park City. We always kind of stay on like the shopping side. So it's fun to be over there and do the zip line and do the alpine slide and everything. So
I'm surprised she did it because
I'm a baby.
quite scared of heights. So
I am.
it was good.
Yeah. It's the perfect vibe for a summer night. I feel like eating outside on a blanket, the music, everybody was so excited and happy. It was like the perfect way to spend a weekend.
We got up this morning.
We didn't even know we were going to come to Park
here.
City, so.
Yeah, it was impulse to go to Park City, impulse to say yes and to come, but definitely worth it.
12 days ago, Liz had brain surgery at the University of Utah. Within 24 hours, she walks out of the ICU and she goes, I want to go see Smokey Robinson. And I went, really? She goes, I really do. I really want to go see Smokey Robinson. And so tonight, here we are, 12 nights later, and you guys made it happen, so thank you.
It's perfect for a date night, like the food outside and the music. It's just beautiful up here, and I think it'd be a perfect date night. It's good for us, yeah?
All right, welcome back to the Impact and Influence Show. Our guest, Leslie Peterson, Vice President of Development for the Utah Symphony and Utah Opera. You were just telling us a bit about some of the wonderful programs. I mean, you're throughout the state and all the schools, which is wonderful. Talk a little bit more about that. What are the things that you offer?
We believe that music should be accessible and available to everyone in our community. And one program that we recently introduced is our Family Nights. This is a package for a family of 4 for $30 that families can purchase to come to our performances. Yeah. And it's a great opportunity to make the music accessible to entire families, to introduce young people to it. That exposure is very important. One of the programs that I really love is our 5th grade concerts. We invite schools in the Salt Lake School District to attend concerts at a Bravenel Hall. The kids get all dressed up. They're very excited about it.
Fun.
The program ties to the 5th grade curriculum.
Okay.
And I can't tell you how many times I've run into adults who tell me that one of their first experiences with the symphony was when they attended the 5th grade concert at a Bravenel Hall.
Right there.
That was the starting point. It really sparked their imagination, a desire to learn more about it. And another thing that I've encountered is individuals who perhaps went on their first date to the Utah Symphony.
Oh, that's
so
the best.
it's something,
you're in the matchmaking business.
You know, we're in the matchmaking business, really. It's a romantic evening out, right?
That's fantastic, though.
Yes.
Great idea, yeah.
Yeah. So that's been very rewarding to see the outcome of some of those programs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Park City, Deer Valley Music Festival, I understand it's the 15th year.
That's right.
Which is really, really fun. So
it
talk
is.
about, how did it start? Why did you start it?
So actually, while we're celebrating our 15th anniversary of the Deer Valley Music Festival, our relationship with Park City goes back to the mid-'80s.
Okay, so a
long time. So starting then, we were doing very casual concerts in Park City on the grass. We didn't have a shell like we do today.
Okay.
So that was the origin of our involvement with Park City. Then when Ann Ewers with Utah Opera and Keith Lockhart with the Utah Symphony got together, they had the brainchild to form this festival, and along with our founding members started the festival in 2004.
Okay.
It's grown tremendously since then in terms of attendance, ticket revenue, support, collaboration with the community. It allows us to reach out to other Park City entities and groups like Park City High School, the library, the Utah Music Conservatory. So it's been a great vehicle for us to really connect with the community in a number of different ways.
Yeah, do you think, as you think about, you've already told me a few stories, but with maybe Deer Valley specifically, has there been some interesting stories that have emerged out of that once you've started it? It's been 15 years. What kind of impact have you had?
You know, one of the things I really enjoy seeing is the number of families that come to picnic on the grass, and they feel very comfortable.
I've been there, done that.
I'm sure you have. I know you
fun.
have. I've seen you there. A lot of families bring their young children, and the children feel free to be kids, and there aren't the usual constraints that you run into in a regular performance hall. So that's been one of the great things about the festival. It's allowed us to feature some really great performers with the Utah Symphony, and I think one of the things that makes us distinct and unique is that the Utah Symphony performs for all of our concerts at Deer Valley.
Yeah.
So it's a chance for some very popular artists to come and perform with one of only 15 full-time orchestras in the United States.
Yeah, that's remarkable.
It
that's
really
so
is.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, so if people are watching and they want to find out a little bit more about the Deer Valley Music Festival and, of course, Utah Symphony and Opera, where would you send them?
Please go to deervalleymusicfestival.org to learn more about the festival, or Utah Symphony, utahopera.org for more information about our other activities.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on the show today. Again, Leslie Peterson, Vice President of Development. You got to check it out. Deer Valley Music Festival. I'm a little biased on that one, but that's a wonderful concert. Look at the calendars. You can check it out on social media. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Rob Harter here, and you know, many people tell me that their favorite time of the year in Park City is the fall. Well, there's no better place in Park City in the fall than Deer Valley. And that's where I'm at because I want to tell you about our Hike for Hunger, our 6th annual Hike for Hunger. Now, you may be wondering what's new this year for 2017. Well, we've added something brand new this year, and that is mountain biking. So not only can you hike for hunger, you can bike for hunger. So you can bike or hike or both. Not only that, if you've hiked with us before, there are 3 brand new trails this year. So at the top of Silver Lake, as you take the chairlift up, you can pick 3 different trails. You're going to really enjoy the trails this year. Now, how do you register? You can register actually now online. You can pre-register, if you will, and save some money. So you can click on the link right below this video that'll take you to the page where you can individually sign up or sign up as a group or a family. And it's really going to be one of those things where if you sign up today, not only do you lock yourself in, but it's on your calendar. So what is the date again? September 9th. We'll have a rolling start from 1:30 to 3 p.m. And you'll be accustomed to coming to Snow Park Lodge if you've come here before. It's the base where all the activities happen, from kids' activities to wonderful Deer Valley food and a whole array of different things. And here's probably the best part. This is really a celebration, a community celebration of our combined efforts as a community to address, raise more awareness, and to alleviate hunger, both locally and globally. So we encourage you to sign up today. Again, it's online. You can click right underneath this video. And together, we'll see you on September 9th so we can hike or bike together for hunger. Welcome back to the Impact and Influence Show. I'm so glad that we had these 2 guests on the show, and my hope is you walked away a little bit more inspired about the arts. In fact, my hope is you check out Ballet West, check out Utah Symphony and Opera. They're 2 nonprofit organizations that really are dedicated to the arts, and not just providing great performances, but as you heard today, but going into the schools and providing opportunities for kids to really be inspired and integrate their education with the arts. So check it out. Until next time, keep making your world better.